Hello, and welcome to another live stream. We are here. It's Monday, the 3rd of June, and we forgot what time it was. So we're sorry that we're just a tiny bit late. Today, we actually have a few things that we're going to do, and we're actually going to start the stream with a couple teeny tiny announcements before we actually get back to our Age of Worms game. The first thing is that as we've been playing through this experiment where we're trying multiple systems for Age of Worms, one of the games we're trying is Distal. It recently closed out its pledge period on BackerKit, and it actually succeeded in funding. So that was really good. All of us were watching the process throughout the entire month, kind of like rooting for the pledges to keep on coming in. And honestly, truthfully, congratulations, Wrel. That's really awesome that you were able to make it over the finish line, get your product out there. And of course, this is hopefully the start of many more things for you down the road. But we are going to continue playing Distal tonight, and there may be other games down in the future. So, second announcement, real quick, is that tonight is the night before DC20 goes live with its Kickstarter. So those of you that have watched a couple of the earlier episodes of the Age of Worms know that Dungeon Coach has put out DC20. It's also currently in its alpha state. They're doing their Kickstarter tomorrow morning, starting at 11 a.m. And there's actually quite a bit of stuff that's going to happen with that. Now, I'm not really part of the Kickstarter world, but it seems as though I'm getting there more and more these days. But I guess so. Some of the things is apparently there's going to be some early bird stuff. So if you guys are really interested in what you've seen here, and you're really interested in the Dungeon Coaches Project DC20, which according to everything that we've seen that seems like it's the name of the game. So I thought it was codenamed DC20, but maybe it's just DC20.
Maybe, yep.
Yeah. But if you have an early bird backing, you get some extra bundle stuff. You get like some one-shot collections, you get some item collections, some other things that are going to be a part of that. So I think there's a lot to hype about this.
Yeah,
and
so there's some Kickstarter exclusive stuff too, I believe, if you back early.
Yeah, like if you get, and this is if you back early. And of course, I mean, I'm not really a Kickstarter person, but isn't Kickstarter like usually cheaper to kickstart something than it is to like buy it later?
Potentially. Usually you get some sort of deal for it up front.
Yeah. It seems as though Jeff is popped
blinked out of existence for the moment.
He did. We talked about DC20 and he was just like, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. Usually sometimes it depends on the Kickstarter, really. Some of them offer different exclusives. Like it looks like there's the definitely some DC20 exclusives that they're offering. I think some monster cards and compendiums and stuff. And then but usually it's not always cheaper, but one, you get it faster because the late backers or retail will usually be later, so you'll usually get it up front. But yeah, so it'll be really interesting to see DC20. It's a really exciting product, I think.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be really good. And honestly, I mean, there's a lot of goodies that go along with that. Plus, I think that, as soon as the Kickstarter ends, I think I was reading, because we, just as anybody knows, Alan did reach out to us and said we should, we could work together a little bit on promoting the game. We just are talking with them about it because it's a really fun product, honestly. And, I think that there's going to be some other releases for stuff like for example, you get a copy of the beta and all those kind of things if you pledge. That's what I was reading on one of the things.
Yeah, and it's DC20 is really good. It's very proactive, like combat system and everything. So I think it'll be really interesting to see. And it's more of a general system than some of the other stuff that we've been talking about. More of a you can use it more compatible. It's more compatible with things that are designed for certain specific settings or genres, I think. So I think it's an exciting product.
So, hello, Agile. How are you tonight?
Oh, shit. I don't have the stream. I don't have it up. So, hi.
Hopefully you can. He seems to be responding to us, so it does mean our sound does work. So, other than Jeff is MIA, I'll just have to put the logo. logo over Jeff's face until he can make his way back here. Sweet. So are you excited for tomorrow? It seems like a lot of stuff culminating in tomorrow's little release, or I should say kind of pre-party big release. I mean, I hope it's a big release. I hope it's a
Well, I mean, it's regardless of what happens, it's like a big deal for for DC-20. So
catharsis.
yeah, the product of much work.
Jeff was captured by the elves from the wizard. Jeez, I think those elves. I think that the Pinkerton mercenaries got him.
Pinkerton mercenaries. Oh man, that's funny. I watched a news thing that mentioned the Pinkertons this morning. It's pretty funny.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, where did I see? I think I watched one thing for Magic the Gathering. I don't know if you guys have ever seen like Charlie Moist Critical or something like that, but he had opened an alpha pack on one of his recent episodes or something like that just a few days ago. And I had played Magic back in the days of like revised Magic the Gathering. So like I wasn't like in the beginning, but the beginning was still like in play, and people would pull out their black bordered cards and everything like that. It was always very cool. But like to see someone open like a legit unopened alpha pack and just like card by card go through it, and then just how much each of those cards are worth today, it's insane.
Yeah, I started playing when the cards were still in alpha, so the fact that I don't have we wound up giving a bunch of Magic cards to a cousin of mine, and he wound up taking them in and getting, I don't know, a bunch of money for like, who would have thought Birds of Paradise would be worth a gross amount of money?
Yeah, I mean, well, he was talking about like, they're always looking for like the Power 9, because I guess, and it must have been just a recent thing, because the somebody had recently gotten like a Black Lotus at auction for like $3 million or something like that.
Oh yeah, some of those other cards are ridiculous. Well, the One Ring, did you hear? I don't know why we're talking about Magic the Gathering.
We're Gathering channel now all of a sudden.
Yeah, we're a Magic the Gathering podcast. Did you hear about the One Ring? Like they only made one card, and I think and like there was a couple $1 million that they paid for it, and I believe it was Post Malone that got it.
What?
At auction.
It's like a literal like One Ring Magic card, and it's
because they did their Lord of the Rings expansion when the Amazon show came out. They did like their Lord of the Rings thing, and they released the cards with it. They did a Fallout one too. There's like Fallout characters and Transformers and Lord of the Rings characters and all sorts of shit in Magic that doesn't make sense anymore. 40K. 40K. They got 40K cards now.
Yeah. Needless to say, I haven't played Magic recently enough, but I did see some of that last year when D&D was doing their show, their weird like announcement thing. So, all right. Yeah, so Jeff is still experiencing
missing in action.
He's still missing in action. Like I'm checking here, and
well, we can talk for a little while, and we talk about DC-20 and see if he comes back. And if he doesn't, I guess we will play.
I guess another day. We will talk about our favorite things. Yeah, so we could talk about Rebel Moon and how I haven't watched it. But
what is with you and Rebel Moon? I watched Rebel Moon because my dad likes action movies, and like anything with action is good to watch. So we just turned on and Rebel Moon is the type of movie that you just
turn on and put in the background.
Shut your brain off and just watch flashy things because it's not written very well.
Actually, side note, so it's funny because my wife actually likes Delicious in Dungeon, the Netflix animated show, enough that she watched it over a new episode of Doctor Who. So
wow. Yeah. Which one is that?
It's called Delicious in Dungeon. It is like it's kind of a weird show, but it's like it's like the perfect twist on like an RPG-esque questing show that they have, because it's like an adventuring party. They're going out into the dungeon. They're so poor that they have to eat monsters to get.
Is it an animated show?
It is. It's an anime. It's well done. on every level. Yeah.
It's not the Matt Growing one though, right?
No, it's an actual anime, but
No.
honestly, it is like fan freaking tastic is all I can say.
I've always meant to watch the Matt Growing one where like there's the princess and yeah.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
has a
you're talking about like and what was that called? Oh geez. I don't know, it was like Enchanted or something weird like that. But honestly, Delicious in Dungeon is like one of my new favorite animes this year, which is surprising considering its weird premise, like part food show, part stuff. Uh,
uh Disenchantment is the name of Matt Growing's show.
okay.
We do have an episode about the con coming up. What tomorrow? No, Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday.
But I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. The most disappointing thing that happened during the con was I was going to play in a Dark Sun game, a 5e Dark Sun game, which is funny on multiple levels because of how much I shit on Hasbro all the time. But the GM didn't show up. We waited like 20 minutes and he just didn't show up. Which we did an episode about GMs that don't want to like play the game that they're playing, and I think not showing up is a key sign that you didn't want to run the game.
Yeah, like sometimes if you're like not feeling the game and you find reasons to not be there, that's like an entirely
And
different
I was like,
thing.
well, he's 20 minutes late. Even if he shows up, I don't think he's going to be real excited about running this game. So we like bailed. But some of the panels are pretty good. The Dark Dungeon one or the Dark Forest one was good. It's a small con. Yeah, I do. I've been a Dark Sun fan since it came out, so I was really interested to see how he kind of managed the conversion. But yeah, he didn't show up, so he didn't have to worry about having a good conversion. But MissCon's it's a small con, so it's kind of the samey every year, in my opinion. But yeah, there'll be a detailed episode about it. So you can check that out. You'll be the only one because our MissCon videos don't do very well apparently. But yeah, it was fun. It was kind of cool to hang out with. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He just didn't do the work, and so he's just like, I better not show up. But yeah, so, but yeah, it was funny because basically, and I think I said this on the other episode, but like we got around, we had a bunch of people around the table, and we were waiting, and I was waiting for one person to say, "Oh, I'm running the game," and that just just never happened. It just kept being like, "Oh, we're here to play the game." Oh, well, we're here to maybe play the game. And then two guys are like, oh, well, we'll go and we'll let the alternates, because the alternates on the sign up sheet, we'll let them play. Um, yeah. And then eventually it was just like, oh, I guess he's just not showing up as people just started slowly peeling off. So yeah. And at that point I was a little defeated. So I was like, I'm not going to try and get into another game.
Oh man. Well, we would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think for the most part, we fill a good role of forever style DMs. Like I would have to say that of our group, everyone DMs like a lot, but I feel like I might be the most recent DM of a lot of games.
Yeah, you are the one that DMs the most right now.
But
We would love to play in a game. If you want to run one, send us an email, rolleysguys@gmail.com. We can like arrange something probably.
okay, so what we're going to do here is since we've managed to find all the technical problems that we can, I'm going to we're going to back out to our coming soon screen, and then we're going to pop back in hopefully with everything working absolutely perfectly.
In the hopes of pulling Jeff back in, I think is a better way to
In the
say
hopes of pulling Jeff back in. So
that.
we will be right back. All right, here we go. Technical difficulties from a bunch of amateurs here. So let's see here. Okay. Brent's now on stream.
I am. Can you hear me? Can we hear me? We can.
I can hear you, but I mean, I'm obviously listening.
Yeah,
through...
I can hear us on the stream too. Is what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Jerk.
I think Jeff may have blown up his ability to use the streaming.
Oh, really?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, so when we last left our adventurers,
Brent is dead. That's what you're saying right now. Brent wanders out in the woods and dies.
You weren't even out of the woods. You basically had stepped you stepped out of the elevator. The elevator went crashing to the ground, and a beetle swarm had erupted out of it. So obviously, that's the perfect time for you to suddenly have a DC party member.
Yeah, your companion just floats off into the sky. I run around saying, "Is this the rapture?" That sounds like a Distal thing, right?
Jeez. Okay. Oh no. Well, same thing seems to be happening here too, because I have access to the control room. Let's see.
Well, here, let me see something. I'm gonna disappear for a second.
All right.
I mean, it's broken. It's not gonna get more broken. Be right back. Chat with Agent Monk.
Agile Monk, you've been upgraded. Agent Monk. Okay. No drinking, no smoking, all that. That's pretty good. No drugs and no swearing. Games. I think I mentioned this in a previous talk that we had, where it's just so weird because it feels like only recently, and maybe the last few years, that tabletop RPGs has actually started to gain enough acceptance that when you spend money on them, people don't look at you like you're 100% weird, right? Whereas like I think up until like the mid 2010s, you couldn't do that. Like you would literally people would be like, "You spent how much money on a book?" Or "Why do you have so many RPG books on your shelf? Like what is going on here?" I see that. That's because you went through a different way, so now I have to. Well, I know, but I'm just saying is that because you didn't use your same link, it reassigned you a new thingamabobber. Okay. See, so I'm doing my part. I don't know what's going on.
You got me back on. That's magic as far as I know.
And for my first guest tonight, I have Brent, who
no, this is the OG podcast. This is like what it used to be before Jeff joined us. It's just us being awkward on camera.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the awkwardness never stopped, in all honesty. It's always been awkward. We just added a third awkward person the entire time.
I don't think we're awkward. I just think we're a little awkward tonight because gremlins?
Tech gremlins.
Goblins?
Tech goblins? That could be it
to goblins?
Jeez. Well, what do we do?
Continue making time like we are.
All right. So yeah, we can continue to talk about all of our favorite things. I am kind of disappointed that you didn't go see that Solar Punk game that I specifically called out.
Man, once a GM didn't show up, I was just like, there's no way anybody's showing up for any game. Like, I just couldn't imagine that it was gonna happen. As far as being made fun of, I wasn't really ever made fun of as a kid for playing role-playing games because I was a mean child in high school. And people wouldn't dare. But I was definitely a weird kid and didn't really follow along with anybody.
Yeah,
I was a trench coat kid when it was allowable in high schools, so people weren't really
Yeah.
people weren't prone to challenging me on things that like that.
But I think it was one of those like wide berths kind of things. I remember, we used to go to a comic book store back when in my hometown, or as close to hometown as you get, I guess. And so there was enough of us like-minded people in that space that it was okay. But definitely at high school and all those kind of things, there was our group and everybody else. And I did,
Well, yeah,
I
well
mean, I
that's
kind of
how
can see that separation happening, but I
that's
don't.
that's how we were, but I wasn't the type of person that people made fun of, and I made sure of it in high school. Like I was in middle school, but like by the time I got to high school, I was the person that wasn't going to happen to, and I made that very clear to everyone who thought they might. Um, so just because I carried my D&D books around all the time didn't mean didn't mean that people were going to make fun of me. Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
Air
Not.
conditioning was pretty good in my high school. But yeah, I was one of those kids. Yeah, it was pretty nerdy, but like I also hung out in the gym in high school and lifted weights a lot. So there was a weird dichotomy, and I don't think people really knew how to handle it. So,
Yeah.
but
Well, I have to say there was definitely like a point, like I know where that sentence is going. I don't think we went to the same band camp.
I never participated in band camp or being a flautist.
No
Flautist? I
flouting.
think that's no flouting. No marching band.
No. Yeah, so
Well, you also have to remember that my high school was 90. My graduating class in my high school was 98 kids. So when I say that I was the kid that stood out, I was definitely the kid that stood out in mostly jock high school of 98 kids. So
you were 1 in 100.
yeah, I was literally 1 in 100, but people usually remember that 1 in 100 that looks like me. So
Trumpet, French horn. I'm not gonna lie, I played a little bit of the clarinet myself. Don't ask me to try it today because I don't know anything about it, but
I was an art kid. I hung out in the art room with the teacher and painted and drew and did all that sort of stuff. Not I wasn't the music kid.
yeah.
I was the other band of criminals that my art teacher fostered.
Yeah.
Uh,
Would it be weird to say that after I got like a little bit into high school, I actually joined the sporty side and all those kids?
no, because I knew that about you, but I
Yeah.
didn't. I remember my art teacher in high school, talked about the first years in the art program at our high school. She had all the kids that would go steal stuff so they could make art. Like they would go steal like pencils and pens and paint from other rooms because it was all the hooligan kids like me. So
Mhm. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, Agile, that I was terrible at it. So I mean, you got me
so
pegged. I mean, I didn't have a career in it, let's say.
you landed the 50-50.
Yeah. I attempted, because there was a really strong emphasis for you to be in a music class when I was growing up for some reason, and I mean, I attempted. I could have gotten something cool. Like I always felt like a trumpet was cool, and I don't know why I ended up with a clarinet. I think I don't know. I just ended up in that seat somehow. Like I don't
I
remember the
I
actual process there.
I played a trumpet in middle school because it was required. But I was also bad at it, and then I figured out I could hit people with it, and that also wasn't good for the instrument.
No. And saxophone's pretty cool too. Like clarinet just doesn't seem like a cool instrument.
I
Like,
think saxophone is the coolest of I think that's like you can do things with saxophone, I think.
yeah, you can well you can do some pretty cool stuff. There's that YouTube gentleman that goes around with that alto sax, maybe the really big one that plays like crazy sax music and dances and all that
Well,
stuff.
you're not going to play smooth jazz on the tuba. That's all I'm really aware of. That's
I I would love to hear a Kenny G song on the tuba. I'm just I'm just saying that now. Just
Oh boy.
it would it's a
The
different language of
soothing
love.
the soothing sounds of the tuba.
There's got to be somebody that's at least tried it. You know.
I'm sure you could probably. I mean, if Zamfir can play his pan flute, I'm sure somebody's probably has tuba covers of all sorts of music.
Let's see. The problem is by typing in Kenny G, I get all the Kenny G stuff, and I definitely, I mean, that's fine, but I'm looking for Kenny G on a tuba.
Look for tuba here.
Look for tubas.
Tuba
Okay.
cover songs. Tuba cover songs. Let's see what we got.
Do tuba.
Let's see. Maroon 5 Memories tuba cover. That's on YouTube. Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi tuba solo cover. So it exists.
I didn't hear you mention Kenny G in that that list of.
Is it worse that there are no Kenny G cover songs, or that there's real songs that people love that people are trying to play on the tuba? Which is worse? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like when you hear those people do all those like Mario Brothers covers when they just choose an instrument and they'll do it on a xylophone or a bunch of glass.
101 hit songs for tuba by Hal Leonard Online. I don't know what his hit songs consist of. Anyways, you can look that up. Getting back to games a little bit. I'm looking forward to getting. I should get my copies of Symborum tomorrow,
Ooh,
which
nice.
I'm looking forward to. And then another game that I want to play is I want to try Vast Grim.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen it. I haven't read it, but I've seen it a little bit there.
Yeah, so when we go on the break, Vast Grim is probably what I'll run. We'll take a little break from high fantasy and maybe do a space game, splatterpunk space game. OSR splatterpunk space game.
Yeah, because I think the art for Vast Grim is something that I really like, because I found it to be very just. It feels like it's still in the maybe it kind of reminds me of Morkborg and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but is that its inspiration for?
Yep, it's along the Mirkberg lines of game. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's like you start seeing that artwork and I'm starting to group those kind of together.
Yeah.
They're very striking and very interesting books.
Yeah,
I have Cyborg on the shelf just right behind me.
Yeah, it's so like I guess I would call it the RPG punk movement, like the
graffiti-esque.
Yeah, Morkborg is black metal, but like splatterpunk is what they're calling Vast Grim, and then cyberpunk for Cyborg. So it's along those lines. It's different. I think it's a different artist though. It's not the guy that did Morkborg. It's definitely the guy, but it's very much influenced by that, both in rules and aesthetic.
Yeah, what did I learn about the other day? That was.
It's funny. It's funny that Vast Grim is a space game by a different company inspired by Morkborg, but Death in Space is the one that they came out. The company that made Morkborg came out with, which is
Death in Space. Oh, but it's not like
it's more space truckers. It's more alien space truckers. Yeah. It's very much more clean. 2001 type. Whereas Vast Grim is.
Let's see. There's actually I was on Reddit, and there was a game that I saw that was kind of interesting. That Wild Sea Necronautilus. You ever heard of that game?
Mm-mm.
So let me give you the pitch here. So Necronautilus, and I think you'll probably like the art for it. But it's Necronautilus is a tabletop role-playing game for a game master and 1+ players. In it, the players act as souls bound to clouds of noxious gas called death agents, exploring a universe outside of time consisting of planets full of creatures who ended up there when they died. While using their words of power on their behalf, to act on behalf of the blind god Death and maintain order in a post-death galaxy, they'll see their powers grow and splinter while exploring the corporeal life they left behind. The game is simultaneously stoner metal science fantasy and an exploration of subjectivity of language, ethics, memory, and reality. Huh? How's that for a trippy game?
Stoner metal science fantasy sounds like somebody just like put a bunch of words together.
It could be, but they say if you like games like Troika, movies like Guardians of the Galaxy, or music by Spirit Adrift, Ghost, or Black Sabbath, the game is for you.
Daredevils. I think I've heard of Daredevils, but I've never played it.
Let's see. Oh, well, it looks very much a pulpy game here.
Yeah.
Fantasy game unlimited. That's right. No, I actually haven't heard of this one myself. So this looks like an older game.
I would love to play in a pulpy game. Yeah. You should think of things and then run this through a pulpy game of Daredevils.
So,
We would be for that.
So is it? So I guess just out of curiosity, I'm looking at it. It seems like it's almost like a zine where it's just like Daredevil adventures, Daredevil's other stuff. Like it has something called the Menace Beneath the Sea, Lost World Tales. I mean, it looks
it's
pretty cool.
An early '80s game, he said.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, I'm seeing it was added to the catalog on Drive Through RPG in 2004, which blows my mind to think that the internet was around then. I guess
Blows my mind to think the Drive Through RPG was around in 2004. Wow.
Yeah.
They've been slanging games for a while.
Okay, I got some pings here. Let's see. I'm in the control room. I do not even see him in here. Cool.
I don't see him. I don't see him either.
Okay, crying emoji. Here we go. Okay. All right. So maybe I should adjust the description of this video to be Mike and Brent bravely face
Fight the technical problems.
Yeah, Bookshelf was there originally. I mean, I can't say that I used them at all until
wasn't there Bookshelf and Drive Through RPG and one bought the other? Because I think there was two at one point where that were like fighting and then like competing with each other. They were having death matches at dawn, and then I think one absorbed the other eventually. I think I could be wrong because I remember Bookshelf too, kind of.
Well, I remember the name. Yeah, so One Bookshelf is a merger of RPG Now and Drive Through RPG in 2006.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there was. I remember there was a couple of them, and it's like, how many of those do you need on the internet for nerds? Like, you could probably focus on one.
And in case you're wondering, Wolves of Freeport, formerly named One Bookshelf, is a digital marketplace company for both major and indie games, fiction, and comics. In 2023, One Bookshelf merged with Roll20 to become Wolves of Freeport. What a strange name.
Yeah, I wonder why they went through the more generic, kind of generic game to a very specific Wolves of Freeport name. That seems interesting.
Yeah, let's see.
Like, one of the reasons Drive Through RPG works, it's like it makes sense. Like, it's like, oh.
No, Wolves of Freeport is just the company that owns Drive.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like but it still is a weird name for a company, I guess. But they have Drive Through RPG, Drive Through Comics, Drive Through Fiction, Cards, Dungeon Master Guild, Storyteller Vault, Wargame Vault, Pathfinder Infinite.
I will have to go download Daredevils. I wouldn't say it's useless. I don't consider any information useless because I have a head full of very weird information. So yeah. One of the things that one of my buddies always says is that I remember games that he ran that he doesn't remember. So,
there's I remember a few games that I've run, but we've role played so much over the long haul that I wish I could remember a lot more of the games that I played in.
I remember a lot of details, and it's I think it weirds my Jason, my buddy, who you'll see someday probably. I think it weirds him out what I remember about games when he's like, That was me that ran that. It's like, yes, Jason, it was you that ran that.
I think the worst part is when somebody's just like, I really loved that game you ran, and you're like, which one? And they're like, this one, it was really cool. You did this and that. And then
no, he just straight up looks at me and goes, that was me? And I was like, yes, it was.
Oh, geez. Well, we're literally going through all the troubleshooting steps that you would normally do with computer troubleshooting. So if anyone is a video ninja expert, I'm having him clear the internet cookies to see if maybe that doesn't help out. By the time he gets here, it probably will be too late to really get going. Anyway, jeez. Okay. Oh man. Well,
it's probably happen once in a while, but we still got to stream in.
Yeah,
we got to talk to Agent Monk, Agile Monk.
Agile Monk. I do say Monk. It upgraded to Agent Agile Monk. I think you've been reading too much laundry. If everyone's becoming.
Oh, that is true. I have been reading a lot of laundry. I love it.
Oh, nice.
I'm really looking forward to when that game comes out. I'm really looking forward. I looked up on eBay. They have a whole set of the firsts. Apparently, it came out in 2010, and I looked up the.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have a whole set of it, but it's a little pricey.
Well, we have a friend that has the full set, I believe, or at least many of the books.
Yeah, but I'm not going to break into his house and steal them.
You could borrow them.
That's not the type. That's not the type of thing that I want to do, Mike. It isn't about borrowing.
I used to be an agent. That's okay. Fair enough. With a couple well-placed questions, he's discerned your previous identity.
Champions was a very good superheroes game. I do remember playing Champions on and off, and I'm not that into superheroes games, but I remember that was pretty good.
I honestly have to say that I wish I had played more superhero games. Like I think one of the, let's see, what do I have on my shelf? I have the Hero System 6th edition. The two books encompass roughly 900 pages, 1,000 pages, and I don't think anybody was interested in playing. Like I was like, let's play this game, and everyone looked at the character creation process and they were like, no thanks, we're good.
Some superhero games have rough character creation. One of the ones that Jason, again, who likes to run games, one of the ones that he really likes is he always tries to push mutants and masterminds off on people.
Oh, but that's a very popular game from what I can tell. Like a lot of people like playing mutants.
It's supposed to have a really good rule set for playing superheroes, which superhero games that I played in the past have not. Aberrant, the White Wolf superhero game, was terrible.
You just played it wrong, Brent.
Maybe I played this weird entropy goth kid, and I remember he tried to stop these people robbing a gas station, and he used one of his entropy powers, and he basically just destroyed everything within 3 blocks.
Sounds like it's on brand.
I target the guys robbing the place, and then it was, well, that doesn't work that way. That's kind of an AoE sort of thing, and I was like, oh Jesus.
Is it? Is the Pendragon PHP coming out? Because I've heard mixed things on that, and I haven't been following it too closely. But I'd heard that had been a while coming, I guess, because people really like Pendragon as well.
Pendragon's long-standing popular. Well, I mean, 6 editions. It's been around a while.
Well, but I think that because it's Chaosium, that's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Chaosium's fantasy game.
Right? Well, it's their Knights in Armor game.
Yeah.
Gosh. Man.
You could always play Ars Magica.
Good. I have to say, honestly, out of curiosity, Agile, if you were to pick one game that is if you had one day where you could take any game off of your wish list that you could play, what would it be? Just sit down, you got a group of players that want to play, or you could play in it, run it or play, it doesn't really matter.
The funny rule we always had is if you wanted to play in a game, chances are you were the one that was going to be running it.
Hey, this is wish list type of stuff. I mean, he can play or he can run, whatever you want to do. I'm really like if I had to choose any game out of all the game, Greg Stafford's. Ooh. Is that what it's called? Is
13th Age.
oh
13th Age. 13th Age is on our list of games to try, because one of my favorite GM RPG writers, Jonathan Tweet, had quite a bit to do with the first edition too. So,
and 13/8 is coming out with a second edition as well, and I think that's coming soon, isn't it? The second edition of 13th Age.
I think the Kickstarter is going to be up soon, because that's how all role playing games get made now.
It seems like a lot. Other than Daggerheart, I don't think they're going to be kickstarting.
Castles and Crusades. I think I've heard of that, but I've never played
it. I haven't played it myself, but I've heard a lot about it. Oh, it's in Kickstarter now. Aha.
Yep. It funded in 62 minutes.
Well, that's not surprising. There's a lot of people that really like 13th Age, and I think wasn't 13th Age that really got the theater of the mind proximal combat thing figured out, where it's like you're near, medium, far, and all that.
I think so, and it also has a lot of character development in it. It's very much a like third edition 3.5 game, but it's very much a character development game. They have 2,752 backers. They have 61 hours left to go.
Okay, that is, and it was on Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do want to play it. Like, I think one of the things that 162 minutes. Whoa, nice work. $350,000. Good job. I feel like
the icons in it are really important. Like, there's a lot of character development and a lot of involvement in the world. Like the world, whatever world you choose to play in, like there's a lot of the characters are players. Like you're tied to the icons somehow in that game. Like,
oh really?
You are movers and shakers in the world. Yeah.
But I feel like it's always interesting when you get into these kind of fantasy games that are like, oh, you need to really be like nobodies. And then there's other games that are like the world revolves around you, kind of like Fabula Ultima, where it's just like, if you don't do it, it doesn't get done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 13th Age is kind of like that, except like I don't know, the NPCs are done really well too, if I remember right. So like it's very much it's a tweak game, so it's a lot of narrative, because that's his style of game.
But I'm okay with that. I mean,
I like Jonathan Tweet's design philosophy usually.
Yeah. So I think because 13th Age, there's like a bucket list of games that we're slowly making our way through, in addition to the new stuff, to get like, hey,
the bucket just has all of them in it. That's the problem.
It does, but the ones that are at the top, we go through like all those things. Like, I was really excited that we got to play Aliens finally with the home table. Like, that was I really wanted to play Aliens, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad you're gonna play it.
I kind of want to play the other games that are kind of similar, Space Trucker-esque kind of games, just to see
Death in Space and Mothership.
Yeah. At least those two. I don't need to play all Space Trucker-esque games, because I think
what's the other one? In the Darkness or something like that. Those are the three that came out pretty much at the same time, which was funny. The first edition of Mothership, Death in Space, and then that other one.
There's Death in Space. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what it is.
These Dark Places.
Oh, that's it.
Those Dark Places. Industrial science fiction role playing. Yeah.
But that's by Osprey Games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they were all very much like in the vein of Alien. Tales from the Loop is an excellent game.
Mm-hmm.
It's an excellent game. Tales from the Loop. One of the reasons I'm looking forward to a game called Electric State that's supposed to come out soon, like
Yeah,
end
well,
of the
they
year.
just it's actually the books just got back. They said on one of their most
Yeah,
recent updates, so it should be shipping pretty quick.
yeah.
I'm excited. Ooh,
Electric
I'm excited.
Electric State isn't a sequel, but it's kind of influenced and kind of will be kind of this similar to Tales from the Loop with how it plays, and I'm really excited about that game.
Yeah. What did you like the most about Tales from the Loop or Tales of the Loop? Tales from the Loop.
Tales from the Loop. Yep.
Yeah.
Um, RPPR has a very good actual play of Tales from the Loop too. Um, Kid drama at its finest. The Amazon show was not the best of Tales from the Loop, by the way.
I only watched a couple episodes because the
It was
wife
really
got
weird.
disinterested in it pretty quick.
It was
But
a little weird. It was a little weird.
okay. Well, I mean, if anything, if he at least gets back, we'll know for next week that we can stream again.
Seems like we might need to do some testing if he doesn't come back tonight.
Yeah, we'll catch that up Wednesday. What is this?
Tales from the Loop. Is Tales from the Loop uses
Year zero.
Yeah, Tales from the Loop. Yeah, I really enjoy the year zero engine, which is what Tales from the Loop uses. Which is what that dice system is a lot of fun. Alien uses it too.
Yeah.
Electric State will be using it.
It's true. I won't get to enjoy them because I'm in California, but at least you guys.
We'll mail them to you.
Yes. But yeah, no, because I think the fact that Free League has been able to make a bespoke version of the rules for almost everything they released. We just started a Dragonbane campaign at the home table, so we're not. I don't think they use the Year Zero engine because I think it's just a modification.
It's a D20. It's a roll. It's
Yeah,
a D20. It's roll under, right?
Yeah, it's D20 roll under, but it was originally, I guess, based on my limited research of the subject, that it was originally based on basic role playing itself, like the original Chaosium game.
Well, I'm in Montana, and Jeff is in Montana, and Mike is in California.
So we honestly, for being like the cool part about it is that we've managed to, since I moved to California, we've actually been able to get more gaming in here than when I was back in the East Coast. I was over in Baltimore, and the problem is that the time difference was just too great in Baltimore for us to really because you guys wanted to start at 6, and that meant I started at like 8, and I was already like going to bed, kind of thing. Yeah. So Dragon Brain so far, I mean, it seems like it's going to have some like getting used to vibes to it, because so far in the game, I've been enjoying the hell out of the monster attacks, but I don't think the players have necessarily enjoyed.
He's enjoying it because he's probably going to kill us. Is why he's enjoying it. It's an OSR game. It's pretty well. It's not. I wouldn't say it's super lethal, because like armor, like if your character's in armor, your character is pretty safe. But it's there's other abilities that they use, like fear and stuff like that just makes you run away, which will be kind of interesting to deal with. But Dragonbane seems fun so far. But yeah, I bet what I was going to say is I bet you have lived in a lot of places with your military service. So
yeah,
Utah and Wyoming.
I can't say that Utah and Wyoming are my favorite states.
I've been to Utah a bunch, but I haven't lived there. And I heard Wyoming is fun to drive through if you like desolation. No offense.
Yeah, nah. I mean, they're fine. I mean, everywhere I've found that most places are fine. Just harder to get a table in some places.
The only problem with our Dragonbane game that we're playing offline is there's not enough ducks in it. That's the only problem. None of us rolled duck.
None of us rolled duck.
Yeah.
So military, CIA, DIA. What is DIA? I don't know that one.
Go north. So you hit Canada? Is that what you're saying? And it
I
all
don't
gets
know.
it all gets better when you hit Canada. I mean, people say that about Montana too.
Oh, nice. Same here. My wife is from the Kenai Peninsula, and I was from Juneau originally. Lived in Anchorage for a little bit of my youth. Don't remember much of it other than it was cold and miserable at the time. But I did visit my wife when she was up there.
I have never been to Alaska.
Okay.
Oh wow,
pretty badass. Nice.
Yeah. Holy shit. I see Jeff now.
Okay. Oops. Crap. Oh, okay. Can we hear Jeff though?
We can't hear him. I can't.
We can't hear Jeff. Yeah, Anchorage was a lot of fun. It's kind of I haven't been there recently, so I can't say to the state of it, but I have some family. I actually have some family in Wasilla. So, all right, Jeff, you have done a fantastic job. Video Ninja with a little bit of OBS involved, and of course YouTube.
We stream with the superpowers of amateurishness.
Yeah, we pretty much use bubblegum and duct tape to get as far as we get. And so far, apparently, that did not seem to work today. So we thought we'd just chat. So I'm going to go edit the description of the stream. You might want to just hit the refresh button, Jeff, just see if that doesn't blink you out and blink you back into reality.
Or at least audibility. He could be our sign guy. He could be the roll-wise sign guy and just
write down. What do you do? I win.
All right, how about now?
Hey.
Holy crap.
I don't know, whatever nuked me from space. That was
pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
That was pretty surprising.
So what we'll have to do is I think we could probably use, I guess it doesn't really matter if we use the old room or anything like that, but yeah, whatever. See, as you probably know, unfortunately this is revealed that our team is an amateur team of streamers.
Monk has listened to a lot of our shows, I think. I'm pretty sure he's aware. I think it's fine.
What you mean that we? Oh, Jeff's gone again.
Well, never mind.
That was fast.
Stream gods do not seem to be on our side this evening.
I'm impressed, actually. I mean, as I was about to say, you couldn't tell this is a professional production. Moved into the ether.
We're professional magicians. We just made Jeff disappear twice.
That was hard work. See, what most people don't let you know is what's behind the curtain, and unfortunately, I forgot to order the curtain from Amazon. So, well, yeah, we try. We try
to be authentic, and we want people to feel like they're part of what we're doing.
It's just like our home table, Yep. Honestly.
Exactly. It's more important. It's important to us that you guys feel like a part of the conversation and part of our learning and discovery and playing games. Because, like I said, they matter. They matter to me. Games at periods of my life have probably actually saved my life. So, they're important, and we like people to be involved. So,
yeah. Well, and I have to say that doing this, yeah, we purposely did it twice. That's ultimately what happened here.
Oh yeah, that's what we're gonna say. We're professionals. We can make one part of our stream disappear just anytime we wanted.
Yeah. Want to see me get rid of Brent? Watch this. Oh, well, we appreciate that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, thank you very much.
we definitely like to play, and I have to say that, maybe somewhere down the road, if we ever figure out how this stuff works, we can do, you know,
Hey, our track record's been pretty good. This particular problem hasn't reared its head
yeah.
really yet. This is new, so but yeah, it can very much games can very much save a person's life. So I
Well, and it's
appreciate that.
actually kind of funny because I have to say that when we first started the stream, like I feel like I pretty much traveled down the Dunning-Kruger effect. Like I felt like I knew a lot about RPGs. And then we started the stream and I'm like, I have a lot to learn actually. This is
We have a lot of experience. You know more than you think. Like we have a lot of experience playing games, and now we have a lot of experience playing a myriad of games.
yeah,
So
it's
different
true.
rule
It's true.
sets, different rule sets, different settings, everything like that. So
It's true.
I
I mean,
think
honestly,
it's a little bit of imposter syndrome sometimes when we feel like we don't know things.
oh, I definitely feel like I don't know anything,
I
which
which I'm telling you isn't true. So
well, the little guy inside my head, got to fight with him about it.
oh man, you don't want to know what he says to me. I've done my
Well,
best to ignore him quite thoroughly over the last especially the last 5 or 6 years. I've been trying to annoy that guy for a long time.
yeah, well, we'll get there. We'll get there. So yeah, so I guess what we're probably going to do is that if Jeff is actually pulling his router out, doing his best impression of resetting it by waving it about, and if that doesn't work, we'll probably just call that for the night, and then we'll just relabel this as a general chatting stream.
Random stream or
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, attempted streaming. I feel
Attempt.
like
We tried.
attempted
You know,
streaming. I think that's what we should. Well, yeah. Attempted 2/3 streaming, 2/3 attempted streaming. I don't know something.
something like that.
2/3,
Um,
2/3 roll wise.
we're just roll Y.
Roll wise.
And did you watch the Viva la Dirt League episode today?
The boss one.
The forced party one.
Yeah.
I, gosh, I have to say that like I have been so enamored with all of the stuff that they've done, all their different series, but I
I
just that board one is just like it hits in so many weird ways.
I
Like
which board one? Which one?
that's a series called it's called Board, because they're all at Tech Town or whatever.
Oh yeah, they're all Texan. Yeah. I could only watch the short because I feel like that's my work situation most of the time. So I was like, oh, this is too much for me right now.
Gosh, I honestly, it's just there's some of those episodes that are so brilliant, and I love it too because it's just short form like a short stories. It's like I don't know, like 5 minutes or something like that. But there's so
My
much telling going
my
on. It's
favorite is
awesome.
that one about the ladder
Oh, is it?
because it's such a thing that has happened to me in role playing games so many times unintentionally.
No, they have a lot of good ones. Honestly, I like most of the stuff that they do.
I watched all of the I watched their entire series of like the one where NPC Man, like the
Epic
one
Entity,
where it's
man.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
How did you like that fisherman video? Like Balin, I think it is.
I thought that was amazing where Balin was the hero.
Yeah, like where it's like a 30-minute movie of
Yeah, it was really
Balin
good.
and going through this entire story arc, and it's just like you can't say anything, but
A
you
good day
know,
for fishing, isn't it?
yeah. Gosh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that it was really good. It was really good. They did
Yeah.
very well with that.
So, okay. Well, I think we'll probably call it there.
Before Jeff sets fire to all of the technology in his house. Ah, ah!
I have no idea what it could have caused that because he's. Yeah, no, it's all good, man.
Yeah,
I just spoke to him like he could hear me. I don't even know if he's listening.
he might be. He was in chat a minute ago.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay.
The honorary Jeff nameplate is still up too. So
Yeah. Well, that's just the template. So
someday we're all going to come back as VTubers, and we're all going to have virtual icons that are us.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
sticking it out with us.
I figured
And
you were still there, so we appreciate it. We are probably going to try and figure out what's going on, so we're probably going to stop streaming.
it,
So
well, it was good chatting with you.
yeah, it was. Thank you very much. We always appreciate you being here.
Yeah,
Thank you very much and talking with us and everything.
yeah. And hopefully we'll see how tomorrow goes for DC 20. I mean,
Are we taking bets on how quickly? I bet it funds. I bet 2 hours.
that's a good guess. I don't know what he's setting his goal at, because he did a poll, I think on YouTube the other day, where he was just like, "What do you think we're going to end up with?" And he had a healthy number of respondents. I think said he was going to end up in the 500,000, at least when I had done it. I think that would be pretty healthy. So, but yep. All right, we're
Good
gonna
night.
call it.
Much
Well,
love
we
and
really
blessings. Have a
appreciate
good
it.
night.
Anybody watching this in the future knows that we wanted to play Distal, but that's true. That'll
Yep,
probably
I
get
think
20K.
20K in minutes. Yeah, I agree. So,
Oh, is it?
oh, is
Yeah,
it? Oh, wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna
okay.
fund in like an
He'll
hour at
fund in like an
most.
hour tops. Like it'll
Yeah,
top. Yeah.
he'll be on the cell data. Oh, okay. Well, Jeff, since you're hearing us on the cell data, jump into Discord. We'll see you over there.
Yeah. We'll talk to you later.
All right, you guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. There.